The healer house was usually a symphony of joyful chaos, laughter, the squeak of toys, and the familiar thud of a rogue bouncy ball. But tonight a silence had fallen, thick and heavy like the dust motes dancing in the faint moonlight filtering through the window. Bluey, normally fearless, felt a prickle of unease on her fur. Bingo was nestled beside her, clutching her favorite Sleepy Time doll, a nervous whimper escaping her lips every now and then. "Are you sure you heard something, Bluey?" Bingo whispered, her voice barely audible. Bluey nodded, her big blue eyes darting around the darkened room. "It wasn't a normal creak, Bingo. It was a scrape." She shuddered, remembering the metallic sound that had woken her, a sound that seemed to come from inside the house. Dad, usually quick to investigate any bump in the night, was sound asleep, snoring softly in his own room. Mom, too. It was just them. Suddenly, a faint, rhythmic clink, clink, clink echoed from the hallway. It sounded like a chain. Bingo buried her face in Bluey's side. "What is that?" Bluey, despite her own fear, felt a surge of protectiveness. She slowly, cautiously slid off her bed, her paws barely making a sound on the carpet. "Stay here," she mouthed to Bingo, who looked utterly terrified. As Bluey crept towards the door, the clinking grew louder, accompanied by a soft, dragging sound. It was coming from the living room. Her heart hammered against her ribs. She peered around the door frame, her breath catching in her throat. In the dim light, she saw it. The silhouette was tall and slender, standing in the middle of the living room. It wasn't Dad, it wasn't Mum, and it definitely wasn't one of their friends. It had long, gangly limbs, and its head was tilted at an unnatural angle, as if it were listening intently to something only it could hear. And from its hand a long, rusty chain dangled, one end disappearing into the shadowy floorboards. A cold, unseen draft swept through the room, making Bluey's fur stand on end. The figure slowly, almost imperceptibly, turned its head. Two glowing pinprick eyes, red as chili, fixed on Bluey. She froze, unable to move, unable to even breathe. The figure began to shuffle towards her, the clinking of the chain now an agonizingly slow, deliberate rhythm. It wasn't walking like a person. It was gliding. Just as it reached the threshold of the living room, a blinding flash of light erupted from the kitchen. It was Mum, sleep-rumpled but alert.